Yes, good evening to everybody. Welcome to the All India Bar Examination, the 16th quarter 2021. The exam is going to be conducted on the 31st October 2021. And today that I am going to deal with the law relating to taxation. And still only two are left over there that will be completed tomorrow and the day after tomorrow if everything goes well. Yes, now I would like to share this thing, and I'm sure that you could see it. Please, anyone can unmute and read what I posted on the screen. Hurry up.
Sir, happy Valmiki Jayanti. Valmiki Jayanti is a Hindu festival that is celebrated on the birth anniversary of Maharshi Valmiki, who penned the famous Hindu epic Ramayana. It shall be observed on Wednesday, 20th October in 2021. According to the Hindu calendar, it falls on the full moon day of the month of Ashwin. It is also popularly known as Pragat Divas. Professor Dr. Muhammad Sahib Hussain.
Yes, he penned the Ramayana, the Maharshi Valmiki. If you see his history, and I came to know that he is a hunter and he is, moreover, a very vexatious person and people means the bad person at the time. But later on, the God had blessed him, and he will become and he penned the Ramayana. That is a big epic. Then, without wasting my time, let us go to our study. That is the good evening to the legal fraternity, the All India Bar Examination, 16th cohort, 2021, tax law multiple choice questions. Okay, now first question goes in this manner. Which is the best way to write the, yes, Indian, that is IA Act, Indian Tax Act, Income Tax Act, IT Act, I should have to write it. IT Act, that it should be the capital. Yes, anyone?
Sir, C, sir, C.
What is the best way to write it? Income Tax Act of 1961, the Income Tax Act in 1961, Income Tax Act 1961, the Income Tax Act 1961. Which is the best way? It is the
Yes, sir.
answer is D. See, if you happen to see the Income Tax Act, it is written Income hyphen Tax Act, comma 1961. That is the way that it is written over there. And if you want to see it, okay, I can show you also the Bear Act. That is the Bear Act of the Income Tax IT, where I could find. Yes, here the Bear Act are there, and NV Act, TP Act, and Income Tax Act. What is there? Yes, it is here. Yes, now we could see it. How it is written? The Income Hyphen Tax Act 1961. That is the style of writing it. Now let us come to the again back to our studies. Yeah, the Income Tax Act 1961 is an act to dash income tax in India, all three, but not one connected to it. Which one it is? A. Levy. B. Administer. C. Impose. D. Collect and recover.
B, sir.
You have to give the full answer. You have to give the full answer.
Administer, sir.
No. Wrong.
Sir, it's
Levy.
laser, Levy.
Levy is the actual word. Levy is nothing but impose. But generally, the you don't say impose. That wording is not there. Only levy is there, admission is there, collect is there, and recovery is there. So the right answer is C, which is not connected to it. That is the impose. Okay, now let us come to the Income Tax Act 1961 is effective from dash 1962. It consisting of 298 sections and dash schedules. Now you tell me. 1st April 14, 14th April 15, 13th April 16, and the 2nd April 14. Which one is the
Yes,
right
sir.
answer? You have to give the full answer. I told you already.
1st April and 14th, sir.
You have to say in that way. Sir, answer is A, 1st April 14.
Okay.
That is the right answer. That is the way of saying. Because sometimes whether you say A or B or C, I could not that much concentrate on it because the pronunciation. A America, then that will be quite good. Otherwise, instead of A America, better you say A 1st April and 14 means 1st April it is implemented and effective from then the 14 schedules are there. That is the way of saying. Okay. 4th question. The Income Tax Act contains a total of dash chapters and dash sections. Already, sir, we have given over there. Okay. According
C,
to the
sir.
C,
official
sir, C.
website of the Income Tax Act,
23
it is
chapters
the
and
C.
298.
The C is the right answer. 23 chapters and 298 would be there. Okay. The 5th question. Yes, unmute and read. I want to see how many people are gathered. Okay, only 9 members are present now. So, Swati, 2 times that you have entered. I don't know which one that you are using it. Venkateshwar Rao, can you unmute and read the 5th question?
Sir, 5th question, sir, a progressive income tax system such as the one employed by the advanced countries redistributes wealth from relatively dash households to relatively dash
Relatively
families. A, rich and poor. B, poor and rich. C,
wealthier and
wealthier
proper,
and poor.
poorer.
Poorer and wealthier.
Yes, which is the right answer in the 2 blanks? Relatively dash households to relatively dash families. The right answer is relatively wealthier households and relatively poorer families. That means C is the right answer for that regard. Okay, now let us see that. Sir, we know it. Okay, tell me which is the correct answer. A, B, C, D. Is the current finance minister of India.
B, sir. Nirmala Sitaram. B.
Second option.
Sir, C, sir, C, sir,
C
C.
is the right answer. Nirmala, Nirmala, space Sitaraman, Sathaman. That is the right name of Nirmala Sitaraman, belong to the BJP. Yes. What is the role of the finance minister? And which one is odd one out? Means not the role. Yes. Which is the role of the finance minister? Which one is not? Odd means not. 1. An executive. B. Cabinet position in charge of one or more government finances. C. Political policy. D. Financial regulation.
You are right. C, political
C,
policy.
sir, political
See,
policy.
it is not a political, it is a economical policy, economic policy. A finance minister and an executive or a cabinet position in charge of one or more of government finances, economic policy and financial regulations are the duties of the finance minister. Okay, now, which one is odd and out? Means not relating to. Odd and out means the chief function of the tax laws is to ensure sufficient revenues are praised to pay for the public good. Number 1. B. A secondary objective of the tax laws is to modify the taxpayer behavior in some way to assist the achieving some public policy goal. C. How tax laws strive to balance the government's need to achieve its specified objective. D. While at the same time preserving other interests such as the need to protect individual personal liberty. So which one is the right? Means odd one out, means not connected to it.
B, sir.
Repeat.
B, secondary objective.
No, it is A is the right answer because odd one out is the chief function of the tax law is to ensure sufficient revenues are raised, RAISED, raised. But here the cursor I am showing, here is I wrote praised. It is not praised, it is raised. Yeah, that is the keen observer only could do it. Such a questions never do in the beginning. You do it only in the last hours in the examination. Please. What is the exact sequence who presented budget in the independent India? R.K. Shanmugh Chetty, and Jawaharlal Nehru, John Mathai, C.D. Deshmukh, which is the right sequence. R.K. Shanmugam Chetty, John Mathai, Jawaharlal Nehru, C.D. Deshmukh. C. Jawaharlal Nehru, R.K. Shanmugam Chetty, C.D. Deshmukh, John Mathai. D. R.K. Shanmugam Chetty, C.D. Deshmukh, Jawaharlal Nehru, John Mathai, which is the exact sequence who presented the budget in the independent India. Okay, I will give you the hint
Maybe
also.
C,
The
sir.
first one is R.K. Shanmugam Chetty. Then who is the next? Who is the next? And who is the next? The answer is
Sir,
A.
A, sir.
A. R.K. Yes, I appreciate. R.K. Shanmugam Chetty, number one.
R.K. Shanmugam Chetty,
Yeah, number two, that is a Jawaharlal Nehru. Number
Jawaharlal
three,
Nehru.
John Mathai. And the last one, C.D. Deshmukh, because that is the sequence which I have made here. 1, 2, 3, 4, which I clearly mentioned and I have shown on the screen also. Number 10, can anyone can unmute and read number 10? Yes.
Independent India's first budget was presented by the country's first finance minister, R.K. Shanmugam Chetty, on November 26, 1947. And that was an interim budget. It was a review of the economy and no new taxes were proposed, as the budget day for 1948 to 49 was just dash days away. Number
Only
A,
few days are there.
93.
Yes, 93, B, 94, C,
Right.
95, D, 96.
95, sir. C, sir.
It is a C is the right answer. Prema is right. This is a 95. And feedback is he resigned. Who Shanmugam resigned. It is believed that he was asked to resign by the Jawaharlal Nehru, the Prime Minister of India, due to the minor dereliction of the duty by a subordinate official as to the ensure probability. That is the reason after Shanmugam, then Jawaharlal Nehru has presented it, the budget in the second. Okay, now next 11th question. This is Kshitish Chandra Negoy, K.C. Negoy, sorry, not Negoy, Neogi, N-E-G-O-Y, Neogi, then took charge. He was the dash finance minister of the Free India. He held office for just 35 days and did not get an opportunity to present a budget. Then who is the Kishi Chandra Negoy? He's the second or third or fourth or fifth, but he did not get the chance.
Sir, D, fifth.
Sir, B.
No, he is the second.
Yes, sir.
Actually, Kishish Chandra
Yes, sir.
Negoy is the second, but he did not get the chance. And he is the second finance minister of the Free India.
After Shanmugam Chetty, Jawaharlal Nehru was inside.
Yeah. It was there, but I don't know. Meanwhile, somebody has came over there, then and he took it. It is the Jawaharlal Nehru
When we
has
take as a
presented it.
full, when we take as a full president, Shanmugam Chetty, second it comes.
Yes.
Chandra Yogi.
Yes, you are right.
President
You are right.
Whatever politician said, naturally.
Yeah.
Third.
Yeah, that was the reason. Just he was there for 35 days only, but he was said to be the second, but his name was not there. But again, his place, Jawaharlal Nehru came and he presented the budget. Okay, now, which one is not example of the income which are treated as the incomes deemed to have accrued or arisen in India? Not example of income, I told you. So, A, if Mr. X transfers his residential property situated in Hyderabad, then capital again arising on transfer of such capital asset is deemed to accrue in India. It means capital gain raising on transfer of property situated in India. B, income from business connection in India. C, dividend paid by the Indian company. D, income from any property, assets or other sources of income located outside India.
D, sir.
It is a D, it is not outside India. It is inside India is the right answer. Income from any property, asset, other source of income located in India. Because I said the outside, that is not connected to that one, that is the wrong answer. Okay, now next. Income, yes. 13th, as per section 2, subsection 25, capital A of the Income Tax Act 1961, the term India means the territory of India as referred to in Article 1 of the Constitution of India, that is, there the word there is EEZ. Word
Sir,
is
C, sir.
included.
C, exclusive economic zone, sir.
Sir, D, sir, D.
It is a D. Sandhya is right. It is a D. Exclusive economic zone. That is the right answer. Not A, not B, not C, where I mentioned, and you could see it also on the screen. It is a D is the right answer. That the exclusive economic zone is also mentioned over there, where that even continental shelves, it will come, and high waters, it will come, because it will there from the distance of from at least 3, I think, nautical miles, something like that. Still we can say that is a part of India. Even the water, in the above the water and below the water, and in the air also, that also comes over there. Next, 14th, match the following from section and its definitions or explanation in the right hand side. Section 5, Section 6, Section 213, Section 236, ABCD. Profession includes vacation, vocation. Business includes trade, commerce, or manufacture, any adventure or concern in the nature of trade or commerce or manufacture. And the C, residential status is as per. And the D is provides a scope of total income. So 1D, 2C, 3A, 4B, 1D, 2C, 3B, 4A, 1D, 2B, 3C, 4A, 1C, 2D, 3B, 4A, which is the correct comparison. Here one side I have given the important sections, in the other side I have given the definitions or explanation. Then you match it. The right answer is 1D, 2C, 3B, 4A, that is a B. B is the right answer. Here I have given the feedback. Section 5 of the IT Act, that is the Income Tax Act 1961, would provides a scope for the total income. Section 6, it provides the residential status as per. And Section 213, business includes trade, commerce, manufacture, or any other adventure or concern in the nature of the trade, commerce, or manufacture. Section 2, that is the 36, that is the class subsection 36, profession includes vocation. Okay, now you tell me, GST stands for what? A, general added
Sir,
tax.
C,
B,
sir. Goods and services tax. C, sir.
C, sir.
C is
C,
the
sir.
right answer. It is the C, the goods and services tax. The other things are not the answer for that one. Okay, now, next, following are the various type of GST. Which one is odd one out? Means not
Sir,
included.
C, sir. RBI.
RBI is not there because it is the Reserve Bank of India. It will control the monetary power and regulates the banks. It's a statutory
sir.
body. So the C is the RBI is not connected with that one. Okay, now integrated goods services of the tax of the IGST integrated, of course. Okay, now next come to the point, the 17th. The introduction of the goods and services tax, GST, is a very significant step in the field of dash reforms in India. Direct tax, indirect tax, purchase tax, value tax.
C, sir. Purchase
Sir,
tax.
B, sir, B.
B,
sir,
sir.
indirect tax.
Indirect tax.
Wrong. Answer is B, direct tax. No, B, indirect tax.
Direct.
It is a indirect tax. GST is indirect tax. Okay, now next.
Yes, sir. B is the
State,
answer.
yes, state taxes that would be subsumed within the GST, all but not one. Which one is not included there in GST? State
Sir,
VAT,
B, sir.
purchase tax,
Purchase.
exit tax, or entry tax?
Sir, exit, sir, exit.
Exit is not there. Entry tax is there, but exit is not there. But state VAT is
State
there.
VAT.
What is VAT?
What means?
Value added tax.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, in the 18th answer is, which
State,
is not
sir.
there, is exit tax is not there. Other things are included over there. Okay. Which one is a false among the four regarding GST? Regarding GST, one is false. And read, anyone can unmute and read. A. In the 19. Anyone can unmute and
A.
read.
Basic household items like toothpaste and hair oil, which currently attract to 28% tax, will be taxed at 18% only. B. Sweets will also be taxable at 5%. C. Tax rates on coal has also been reduced from 11.69% to just 5% in order to increase the pressure on power industries. D. GST also gives a major push to domestic industries as they will be able to procure seamless input credit for capital goods.
Which is the wrong one. Here A, B, C, D I have given. But I can give
Sir,
Sir, D, sir.
no.
Sir, D, sir.
No.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir.
B, sir.
No.
B, sir. B for Bombay.
No.
Yes, sir.
Its answer is C. Tax rate on coal has also been reduced from 11.69% to just 5% in order to relieve, not pressure, in order to not to increase, in order to relieve the pressure on the power industry. That I wrote, in order to increase the pressure. No, it is not the increase the pressure. Relieve the pressure, they reduced it. So that is not very much connected to it. So these questions always I told you, you do it only in the last hour because it needs a keen concentration. Okay, now salient features of GST. In the salient features of the GST, one is not salient feature. A, that is the number one. Of course, I was supposed to write A, but I wrote one, Roman one. Okay, it is a small a. GST is applicable on supply of goods or services as against the present concept on the manufacture of goods or on sale of goods or on provisions of services. And two, GST is based on the principle of destination-based consumption taxation as against the present principle of origin-based taxation. And C, it is in a single GST with the center and state simultaneously levying tax on the common base. GST is to be levied, but see, we say the word levied, they did not say imposed. Even the levied means imposed. So it is a legal term. GST to be levied by the center would be called central GST. The last one, the D, import of goods or services would be treated as a interstate supplies and would be subject to the IGST in addition to the applicable customs duties. Now, which is not connected, not in the salient features. A close watch is very much needed for solving this question. It is not like that, which is just one word, two word. It is a paragraph. See, if you happen to see the C, that is the third one, it is a single GST. Actually, it is not a single GST. It is a dual GST with the center and state simultaneously levying tax on common base. GST is to be levied by the center would be called central GST. So I wrote the single, but the single is not the right word. It is a dual GST. That's why I told you, you have to do such a questions only when you are having the last time. If not, shoot, doesn't matter. Even though out of shoot, your sixth sense will work over there. Definitely out of 10, you will do the 6 that I can give the assurance to you. In law, regulations and procedures, the laws, that is 21, the laws, regulations and procedures for levy and collection of the CGST and SGST would be dashed to the extent possible. And I know that everybody knows what is CGST and SGST. CGST means Central Goods and Services Tax, and SGST means State Goods and Services Tax would be dashed to the extent possible. Immersed, amalgamated, Harmonized or colluded? Appropriate word.
Sir, immersed.
No. See, I taught you
Sir,
interpretation of
amalgamated.
statutes. I taught you interpretation of statutes. When the
Sir,
controversy
amalgamated.
comes over there, then I use the word harmonized. It is harmonized is the word. See, in the interpretation of statute, when I taught it, see, after the marriage of your son, the wife says, come before 9 o'clock. And the father says, come before 8 o'clock to the son. Wife says, come before the 9 o'clock. And the father says, come before 8 o'clock. To satisfy both, at what time he has to come?
Before 8 o'clock, sir.
Before 8 o'clock. Sir.
One say 9 o'clock, another say 8 o'clock. So satisfy both of them. At that instant, if you come before 8 o'clock, both will be satisfied. That is called harmonization. Because both should be happy. Are you following me? Say yes.
Sir.
Thank you. Okay, 22nd.
Yes, sir.
Match the terminology from the part 1 and the definitions or explanation in part 2. Budgetary deficit, consumer price index, fiscal deficit, monetary policy. See, here I have given the definition. A, the difference between the total revenue and the total expenditure of the government is termed as the fiscal deficit. You have to just concentrate your mind, then definitely it will be given over there. So it is referred to the fiscal deficit. Where the fiscal deficit is there, it is a 3. In addition to the indication of the total borrowing needed by the government while calculating the total revenue borrowing are not included. That's the B. It is the difference between all receipts and expenses in both the revenue and capital account of the government. Suppose if you do the deductive method, we already know the A is answer for the 3. Now let us see the C. It is a macro economics policy laid down by the central bank. It involves the management and money supply and interest and rate and the demand side economic policy used by the government of a country to achieve the microeconomic objective like the inflation, consumption, growth and liquidity. So it is monetary policy it is generally giving because it's the macroeconomics and microeconomics is there. So deductive method, if you apply it, so also we can get it another one. So the D1 is a comprehensive measure used for the estimation of the price changes in the basket of the goods and services representative of the consumption expenditure in an economy is called consumer price index. See, already it is it is come deductive method we had applied it, it has given the answer. See, this is the style of finding out from the answer which one is the right one. So now you tell me, which one is the right answer? Which one is the right answer? Already that I
Sir, B, sir.
already I have given here. The right answer is 1B, 2D, 3B, 4C. That is the B is the right answer. Budgetary deficit means a budgetary deficit is the difference between the all receipt and expense of the both revenue and capital amount of the government. Consumer price index means a comprehensive measure used for the estimation of the price changes in the basket of goods and services. Representatives of the consumption expenditure in an economy is called consumer price index. And a fiscal deficit means the difference between the total revenue and the total expenditure of the government is termed as a fiscal deficit. It is an indication of the total borrowing needed by the government while calculating the total revenue. Borrowing are not included. And monetary policy is the macroeconomical policy laid down by the central bank. It involves the management of the money supply and interest rate, and it is the demand side economic policy used by the government of a country to achieve the macroeconomic objective like the inflation, consumption, growth, and liquidity. Now, which country is the father of the GST in the world? Italy, Germany,
See, sir.
France, Switzerland.
See, sir.
It is the C is the right answer. France is the father of the GST. France was the first country in the world to implement the goods and services tax, that is the GST, more than 140 countries across the globe have implemented the GST. Now, who invented tax system in India? James Watson, James Jane, James Wilson, James Houston.
Sir, C, sir, James
It
James
is the
Wilson.
James Wilson is the right answer for that one. James Wilson, the Scottish man who created India's first budget, introduced the Income Tax Act in 1860. Scottish man means in which place it is? Anyone?
Scotland, sir.
Scotland, Ireland, Scotland, and England. These are three different countries, but all will be say I believe in a United Kingdom, if I may not be mistaken. Okay, what is the B2B stands for?
C, sir. Business to
Business
business.
to business, sir. C.
I appreciate your IQ. Yes, it is not borrower to borrower or barter to barter. It is a business to business, not a broker to broker. Okay, the B2B is a transaction or a business conducted between the one business and another, such as a wholesaler and a retailer. Both are the businessmen. B2B transactions tend to happen in the supply chain where one company will purchase raw material from another to be used in a manufacturing process. Now B2C,
Business to customer, sir. D.
Sir, business to consumer, sir.
Consumer, C, sir. C.
consumer. C is the right answer. And we have a channel. B2 for B for you. What is the channel? TV channel. There is a music also there. There is a movie channel also. B for
BBC,
you.
sir.
B for you. Okay, let us come to the 27th question here. There is a dash officers who have put in hard work in the implementation of the GST will be awarded GST Commendation Certificate. Number A, the Central Board of Direct Taxes and Customs. B, the Central Board of the Indirect Taxes
Yes,
and
sir.
Customs. C, the Central Council of
Yes, sir.
Indirect Taxes and Customs. D, the Central Board of the Indirect Taxes and Customs. Which is the right answer?
Sir,
Yes,
D.
sir.
Repeat, Narendra Raju.
B, sir. The State
a
Board of
D.
Indirect.
The Central Board of the Indirect Taxes and Custom. Today, Bahubali is absent, it seems. Okay. MSME acronym of dash. Macro, small, and
Sir,
medium
C, sir.
enterprise. Yes.
C, sir. C.
It is a micro, small, and medium enterprises. C is the exact answer. I appreciate. Yes, I can give the clap. Okay. Now the next question is 29th. Dash of the Constitution requires the government to present to the Parliament a statement of estimated receipts and expenditure in respect of the every financial year from April 1 to March 31. That is the financial year. This statement is called Article 111 and Annual Financial Report, Article 111 and Annual Financial Budget, Article 112 and Annual Finance Statement, D, Article 112 and Annual Finance Statement.
Sir,
B,
B,
sir.
sir, answer. Article 11 and annual financial
Budget.
Wrong. It is the Article 112 and Annual Financial Statement. That is the D is the right answer. Okay, now 30th. Heads of income under the chapter dash, computation of the total income by virtue of the section. I give the section in different style. Which one is the exact style? A, 4 Arabic numerals and Roman 14. B, Arabic numerals capital 14 and Arabic numeral 1. That is the Roman capital. C, Roman capital 4 and Roman capital 14. And D, Roman capital 4, that is the and 14 Arabic numeral. Which one is the right?
Sir, D, sir.
Yes, sir. A.
Wrong. A is Chandaka Sneha. Wrong. A is wrong. But D is
Sir,
right.
D, sir. I said D,
Yes,
sir.
yes, D is right. D is right. I appreciate.
Sandhya said A, sir.
Okay. Doesn't matter. I will give the marks to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes. D, capital Roman is chapters 4, and the Arabic numeral is the 14 is the sections. So that is the thing. Okay, next 31 under the head of income, the exact sequence. I said the head of the income. There is a sequence is there. Salaries, income from house property, omitted, profits and gains of the business of or profession or capital gains. B, salaries, income from the house property and for profits and gains of the business or profession are omitted. Then the last one is the capital gains. C, salaries, omitted, profits and gains, business or profession, capital gains, income from the house property. D, salaries, omitted, income from house property, property and gains of the business or profession and capital gains, which is the right sequence. Answer is D. Salaries omitted. Here I have given A. Salaries. B. Omitted. C. Income from house property. D. Profits and gain, business or profession. E. Capital gain. That is the sequence is given in that Income Tax Act of 19
61.
61.
1961.
Yes, I appreciate. 32. Find out the mismatch. Mismatch means not matched among the following. Only one is mismatched. A. The 14th schedule. See section 81 I and C capital and subsection 2. Part A, for the northeastern state. Part B, for the state of Nagaland. Part C, for the state of Himachal Pradesh and the state of Uttaranchal, which is mismatched. A, B, C, or D. Mismatched. Part B, there is a for the state of Nagaland I wrote, but actually it is a for the state of Sikkim, part B. So it is the C is the not mismatched. Okay, 33. High Court of Allahabad delivered the judgment running a hostel by the charitable institution engaged in imparting the education, not separate business activity, eligible for dash, no IT exemption, 50% IT exemption, partial IT exemption, D, IT exemption. Which one is the right? A, B, C, D. Allahabad
sir.
High Court.
D, sir.
It is a D, IT exemption totally. Because for the educational institution, for charitable institution, which is done charity, it is IT exemptions are there. Okay. The fourth types of the GST in India are, which one is mismatched? Which one is mismatched? Closely you check it, which is mismatched.
Sir, SG, yes, sir, A.
A is mismatched. Why? There should be state goods and services. Is it not? But other thing, goods, I wrote only D, not S. Okay. Now next is 35. Wealth tax was abolished in the budget of Dash as the cost incurred for the recovering the taxes was more than the
Sir, yes,
benefit is derived. In which budget?
Yes, sir.
No. See, wealth tax is abolished in the budget. 2015 budget effective from financial year 2015 and 16, the wealth tax was abolished. The reason is the taxes are more than the benefit is derived over there. So that is the reason they will make it out. So now I would like to say thank you for your participation and Professor Dr. Muhammad Sahib Hussain. And if you
Thank
want
you,
to
sir.
ask, you can ask me anything. Still, we do have a certain few minutes in our pocket.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes. So next class, this is the Income Tax Act 1961. The way it will be written, you see the Income Tax Act, 1961. Of course, it is an IQ question. If such a question may be asked also, they may ask it. And always remember that what are the chapters are there and how many sections are there. Whether the income tax has having the parts, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 3.
No, sir.
It is doesn't
No
have the
part.
parts. No parts. But certain main sections you should have to remember it, provided, of course, something we cannot read everything. And is there, if you happen to see the Income Tax Act, many sections are omitted. See, here I have shown you 18, 19, 20, 21. Many sections are omitted. When the salary is, they say, I say omitted, that the heads of the income, I give the sequence to you. The heads of income, number 1 is salaries, B omitted, C income from the house property, and D profits and gains of the business or profession. And next after D, F is, I'm scrolling, E is capital gains, and that is the sequence where I put the framed the question. So if you happened, I also framed the question for the last schedules also. See this, here the schedules I have given, and I put the question from the schedules also, because here the schedules part 1, part 2, part B. Part B is given, and I think part C also there. That's the reason. Part B, it is clearly mentioned for the state of Sikkim, but I wrote state of
Himachal Pradesh.
no, Nagaland.
Nagaland, sir.
And
I want to test your IQ. I want to test your IQ. That's the reason that I will make it out. So, see, why I am giving this thing is, in examination, when it comes, is a false statement or not, it needs a keen observation. So, such questions never do in the beginning. You do in the beginning which you are thorough enough, where you are having the confident. You do it. The in the last, whenever the time is left over there, you use your brain, brainstorm it. I'm sure that you can go to the directly the question which is wrong, because you have developed such an equations in your brain. See, I already told you, even the jumbled order letters, you will not read the all letters. You will not read the all letters. You read the first letter, middle letter, and the last letter. Even though it is a jumble, you can coin it, because your mind setup is in such a way it will give the order. So that is the way. Yes, yes, please.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please tell me. Sir.
Section 10, please show me. Section 10.
Section 10.
Yes, sir.
You want to search section 10? Okay, let us see the section 10. Okay. Let me quickly go over there, because it is having so many sections. I don't know whether
Agricultural, sir.
yeah, agricultural income, I believe. Okay, let me see, check it. Yeah, section 10. Yeah, here income not included in total income. That is agriculture incomes not included in total income. Now I will go there. It's because tomorrow class is ethics. Still 5 minutes are there. Tomorrow professional ethics and professional misconduct and Bar Council of India rules. That is the tomorrow class. But we will see what is not included in 10, and we will check it, because I want to directly go 10. Oh, it is not.
Sir, what
Yes.
is the exemption for education?
Yes, here we will go, because it is a very big section is there. No, see here when say 10 incomes not included in the total income, 10A special provisions in respect of the newly established undertakings in free trade zone, that is exempted, and 10 capital A special provisions in respect of newly established units in special economic zones. Suppose in a special economic zone, government will say, if you open the shop in particular area, there is a subsidy, you will get it, there you will get the exemption, because they want to develop that area. For instance, in our state, which is the underdeveloped district, anyone?
Sir, Hyderabad.
Even Nalgonda also not there is a good things. Nalgonda, Adilabad, the areas are not industrially developed. But when you say the Nizamabad, yes, educationally well developed. And I am sure that industry also there. If you see the Karimnagar also is highly educated and developed. Warangal also, when you come to the matter Khammam, Khammam also, industry is not there. And educational institutions, there is no university in the Khammam. Do you know? But Nalgonda, there is a university.
Yes.
Karimnagar, there is a university. Nizamabad, there is a university. But Adilabad, there is no university. Okay, so these are the things. Again, 10B, special provision in respect of the newly established 100% export-oriented undertaking. If anybody is making export and import undertaking, the subsidy in tax exemption is there. So, B, a special provision in respect of the export of certain articles or things. Export, they said. And B, capital B, computer programs in certain cases. Yes, they have given, if you develop a computer program, they were given certain exemptions, it will not be given. Special provision in respect of certain industrial undertaking in northeastern region, they have given. Special provisions they have given. Northeastern region, if you could make it out, then they will give the subsidy. Even, for instance, if you take the, what I say, LIC, there is a tax exemption is there. But only certain limit is there again. For educational institution, exemption is there. No tax. Agriculture income, completely there is no tax.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Education institution or private, they are collecting huge amounts
Okay.
and they are just getting exemption. Under 10.
Yeah. See, the people, they will keep agriculture land because they want to turn black to white.
No agricultural land, sir. Only
Yes.
education.
Even educational institution. Actually, educational institution is a charitable institution. Is a non-profit institutions.
But no charitable institution.
But now, educational institution become a corporate institution. They are making the business.
But they are taking, doing
Yes, yes.
charitable.
Yes, yes. So that I told you, one of the question I made it, when it's a charitable institution would be there, if they are running the hospital, running the hostel for the charitable institution, and at that time it will get the exemption from the income tax. Because it is connected with the college, means connected with the education. Even the hostel also is the extension, because the students will stay over there and read. So such things will be exempted. So these are the things will come under the.
You said okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Most of the case of that, just they getting exemption, evading the tax.
Okay. Yeah. Because there are, if you develop any strict sense also, the human brain is such a way it can create its loopholes, and you will see that it will be given.
That's about the whole.
Yes. So tomorrow class that I am showing again on the screen, law relating to taxation, 4 marks are over today, and tomorrow professional ethics and cases of the professional misconduct.